All right.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Oakmont.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. It's the opening round of the Pittsburgh Invitational. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Novola. We are back in the state of Pennsylvania getting set to kick off the round here at one of the great golf courses in the world, Oakmont Country Club. Frank, you're very familiar with it because you were right in the mix down the stretch of the 1994 U.S. Open right here at Oakmont.
And Rich, it's so good just to be back here. You know, there's so much history in Oakmont. It's been a host to so many prestigious tournaments in our sport, such as the U.S. Amateur, the U.S. Open, the Women's U.S. Open, and the PGA Championship. It's just one of the true gems on the golf landscape.
Frank, that's as good as I have seen all day long.
I think we've got to blame that on the weather. That weather, the wind had to help that ball give it another 20, 30 yards.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot.
Boom.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Locked in on the read and the speed.
Oh, I suck it for me.
Man,
I just pushed it.
boy, that hurts.
So a tester from 4 feet.
Oh my God, Jesus.
Boy, that hurts right there, Frank.
Yeah, he's got to knuckle down now, though,
Fuck.
because, you know, we've seen it before, Rich. You know, 2 putts turn into 3, 4. So make sure you can limit the damage here.
Losing a bit of ground now in this tournament. With the bogey, falls to 2 over. Frank, the par 3 eighth, it will take a player's very best strike.
Yeah, it's not often you see the odd driver come out of the bag, but when a hole can be stretched out to close to 300 yards, then everybody in the field needs some heavy artillery. It's a big, long par 3. Green does feed a little bit to the left, but at that distance, no hole is easy.
No, I don't
Certainly
know
had
why I did
enough power, just didn't have any touch.
Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Slow down.
Either misjudged the win or simply just pulled the wrong club, Frank.
Going to take some skill now.
Right in the hole, bitch. Bam! For par.
And with that par, suddenly inside the top 20.
Under that.
Here we are at the ninth, par 4, 477 yards.
All
Frank,
right,
this
Dave,
is a
do
rugged
something.
hole.
It is. It used to be a par 5. Some say it should still be a par 5. A long, straight hole runs alongside the first hole there. Bunkers left and right. And, of course, if you find the rough, the remnants of what it used to be a par 5 is that nice little cross bunker in the middle of the fairway, which forces you to lay up.
You can play it from there, 300 yards away and in the fairway. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Slow down. Holy fuck, look at it go. Jesus.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens
Oh,
are fast though.
boy.
You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Just as I thought. I suck.
Looks like he just misread that.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Shouldn't be a problem here.
Huh.
Just hammered that par putt, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he was thinking or what was going through his mind right there, but he better wake up in a hurry, because if this one doesn't go in, that score's going to rack up very quickly.
Frank, this is just an embarrassing performance.
There's no crying in golf, Rich.
Take a look now at the 10th hole, Frank. Par 4, 462 yards.
Yeah, this one can play a lot of different distances, and the reason why is if you can sneak a driver to catch the downslope, it can run all the way down. You can have just a wedge in here. If you're not as fortunate and you leave it hanging up on that hill, it plays a good 200 yards for your second.
Go. Roll, bitch, roll.
Cracked that one out there here at the 10th, and now he's put himself in a really good spot to get after this flagstick.
Frank, downhill shot here. Will he have to take it just a little bit easier?
Yeah, be careful with the ball position as well. If you play the ball too far forward and try and scoop it, it's not going to work.
There we go.
Inside of 10 feet, really dialed in. This from 7 feet.
God damn it. My putt's bad
Gosh,
today.
that hurts.
Jesus.
Well, he knew it right from the start. Just a poor putt. Been pretty good all day from this distance. Just trying to take care of business.
Why is my putting
Well,
so
for such a
fucking bad
strong
today?
man, weak putt.
They'll have to make this just to avoid making Michael Bublé.
Just a little tap in here.
And he makes it for a bogey here. Moving on to the 11th hole here at Oakmont. Par 4, 379 yards.
Rich, there's rough and rough. That ball is needle nose down.
Can't even see it from here. Ball sitting down here, the rough. He's digging in.
Should be safely on deck.
Early part of this second nine, and a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie.
It's at sneaky distance.
Come on. Jesus, my fucking putt is fucking horrible. Stop fucking rolling.
Good try. Just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
Shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up
Man.
half a pop.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either.
Look at this. I can't believe how bad
Well,
I'm
Frank,
putting.
it's our job to get excited.
You can't when you leave it short, though.
I'm sad.
He's making my
Yeah,
job
shut
hard.
up.
This would be a good time to reverse the slide. 5 over par on the deck.
Now at the par 5 12, 667 yards. Frank, you played golf around the world at the very highest level. I've heard you say you think this is one of the hardest par 5s on the planet. Why?
The slope of the fairway, you don't get a flat lie anywhere along that, and the green slopes away from you. So really, there's no easy out. This is the only par 5 I've ever seen where the best players in the world would take a 5.
Well, it is nice to have that one in your bag, to be able to hit it that long.
Yeah, that has to be at least 315 yards.
I gotta get an eagle here.
Now the third shot here at number 12, Frank.
Just has to be careful judging the rollout on this third shot.
Oh no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
This is going, gone.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Getting set now over the putt.
Frank, he took plenty of time on this birdie putt.
birdie.
He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Well, not in contention, but in for par. Well, not an especially good start to the tournament, Frank, through 1 round. They might be in jeopardy of missing the cut.
And they have to remember right now it's just 1 round, and they are, as you were saying, in the outside looking right in at the moment. But you never know. I've seen golf tournaments won from further back than this.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Pittsburgh Invitational.
All right.
And hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novello. We are at Oakmont Country Club in western Pennsylvania. Frank, the site of so many historic moments. Great players have made their mark here. Sam Snead, Ben Hogan, Jack Nicklaus, Ernie Els, a long and distinguished list.
Oakmont, if it's not the most difficult golf course in North America, Rich, it's certainly one of the most difficult golf courses. With its 210 bunkers, really personified by the church pews, the hard and slick greens that slope away from the player and the tight fairways. This golf course always requires the utmost precision.
Second shot, good look at the green.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Made par yesterday, this one for birdie.
Oh my God!
Into the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important that this one goes in.
Please. Let's resume my horrible golfing.
And that's in for a par. On the tee, ready to go.
Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
It's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Strong winds continue to be a factor. Frank, I know you've played all over the world. How much did you enjoy the challenge of playing into a stiff breeze?
Well, it was a chance to separate yourself from the rest of the field, Rich. Just like these conditions we're seeing right now. You've really got to be smart. Pick the right shot. If you get too aggressive on a day like today,
Slow down.
you'll
The
pay
greens
a
are fast.
far more severe price than normal.
Club selection obviously is crucial.
Oh, it's imperative today.
Take an extra club or two, choke down.
Very much so.
Settles in
Holy
over the
fuck!
putt.
Look at this fucking green. Jesus. I might as well go up here. Look at this. See ya. Oh.
He'd settle for par here.
Really
Hard. Want to get it closer to the fucking hole.
awkward length.
Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
These broadcasters
If
are
he keeps
fucking
putting
comedians.
like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
So another bogey on the scorecard. And Frank, what happened this week?
I think it's a week to forget, Rich.
Moving on to the third hole now. Again, it's a par 4 of 428 yards, but you can see the distinctive bunkering on the left, making this, Frank, one of the most famous holes in golf.
It is. The church pews that adorn the left side, they're no fun to be in, that's for sure, because somehow, invariably, you always seem to get behind one of those grass strips behind, and all you're left to do is punch out. Not just that, too, the amount of bunkers on that right side really narrowed that down. Now, this tee shot plays downhill, and then you've got to be ready for that uphill second shot.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot.
Sure strike, good result.
And that is close.
Not a gimme, but well within his range.
Guys, it's about time.
Frank, I'm sure it feels good to get some red numbers on the card, but this tournament is probably too far out of reach at this point.
Good question.
Here now with the par 5 fourth at Oakmont, 609 yards in length. Good, par 5.
What a great shot. Long and straight.
That's how you do it.
Long and straight.
This is going to be a tough day on the links. I mean, even the seagulls are walking to work. Ooh, got all of that one. And straight, 325 yards in the fairway. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up.
I knew I should have went over
really
more.
hurt,
Fuck.
Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Bogey here yesterday. Chance to better that today. Suddenly a ray of sunshine with that birdie.
And there is hope. Now the top 25.
So that is the end of the second round. I can't wait to get back at it tomorrow, Frank.
We got a great leaderboard right now, Rich. So many players in contention. Golf course, there's enough blend of good and hard holes. Really, it's up for grabs.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Pittsburgh Invitational. It is one of the most difficult golf courses in the United States. Oakmont Country Club outside Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo, who was a part of that dramatic U.S. Open in 1994 at Oakmont, ultimately won by Ernie Els. Frank, when you think of Oakmont, what comes to mind?
The difficulty of the golf course, Rich. I know a lot's changed over the last 20 or so years. A lot of the trees are being removed. But really, that wasn't the story of Oakmont. It's the slick greens, how firm and fast they can be. The members there, for example, they marvel at the fact that people think they're fast. They say we putt on these greens every single day, and they're certainly no slower. But it's the bunkering as well. There's 210 bunkers here. They're all in play. And it just has that history. When you step on Oakmont, you just know you are walking on not one of the great courses in North America, but one of the great courses in golf.
Damn, the greens are fast. Fuck.
Frank had hit the green, but just
Man.
didn't have enough backspin.
Fuck.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
Frank, this is where the mental game really comes into play. You've hit a second consecutive shot into the rough.
This could compound very, very quickly. So now's a chance to just take a little breath, take
In the hole,
and
fucker.
try to make sure this shot certainly gets out.
Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. Locked in on the read and the speed.
Oh, Jesus.
That is a painful bogey at the 7th hole. Just a tap in to finish the hole.
Just a tap in for a bogey.
And he makes it for a bogey here. Frank, the par 3 8th, it will take a player's very best strike.
Yeah, it's not often you see the odd driver come out of the bag, but when a hole can be stretched out to close to 300 yards, then everybody in the field needs some heavy artillery. It's a big, long par 3. Green does feed a little bit to the left, but at that distance, no hole is easy.
Look at this. I'm in the fucking bunker. Are you fucking kidding me?
The shot has landed in the bunker. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really, you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never
This
know.
course
It might
is
just go
fucking
in.
real hard.
Well, the stats say that is a green hit in regulation, but it's not yet a par on the card. Very tough putt coming up.
Maybe the Northeast will be better than the fucking Oakmont.
Do you trust the government to determine your disability? Call a local disability lawyer that fights for the benefits you deserve, the benefits you pay for. With their knowledge and experience in the work.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the start of the FedEx Cup playoffs. It's the opening round of the Northeast Invitational.
Look at the deer,
Frank,
look at the
this game has
deer.
taken us all over the world to some absolutely beautiful spots, and this is one of the prettiest I've seen in a long time. The cliffs at Lighthouse Point along the eastern coast of Maine.
It's always fun when we head up in the northeast area. Golf's been in this area for a long, long time. This golf course hasn't. Rather than new design by Brandt and Patel, and it's lengthy, 7,700 yards. You'll get to hit just about every club in the bag. So good test today.
Good tee shot right in the fairway and plenty long. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
And this is looking really good. Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
See, that is your fucking course on this
That's
one.
a birdie to get to 1 under for the tournament.
Never playing at Oakmont again.
Let's go down to the 11th. Nothing noteworthy here in the first round, Frank, but still plenty of golf to be played.
That's right, Rich. A little bit of a dry spell, but really not a lot of damage done. Oh, that's fine.
Frank, such a sweet swing. Really a pleasure to watch.
Got the measurement out there, Rich. Looks like 290 yards.
Second shot coming up here at the par 5. Offline, and I think that one's headed for the rough. Pretty good result right there, considering.
It looked rough all the way,
Exactly.
Rich. Really did.
These putts keep the round together. Really moving in the right direction at 3 under. Back here now at the 12th hole, par 4, 439 yards, Frank, to the center of this green off the black tees.
And if the breeze blows left to right, this hole plays very hard. One of the reasons why, just through the fairways, littered with bunkers. Not only do you have to pick the right line, but somehow you've got to get that ball the right distance as that hole bends completely to the left. Rather interesting shaped green here at 12.
This is a stiff test, no doubt. Frank, on an uphill shot like this one, did you do anything differently in terms of your setup over the ball?
Yeah, I made sure the ball wasn't too far forward because on an uphill shot, there's always a struggle to get all your weight going forward.
Good looking shot right here. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot. On
New
the
course,
easy
new
birdie.
results.
This would be nice. A birdie on the card. See if he can make it. You get the sense now with that birdie that our young star, so explosive, is setting himself up for a big weekend run. Now to the 13th hole, and Frank, this could make you quake in your soft spikes. 702 yards, par 5. It might should be a par 6 or a 7.
Well, I think a few people probably will make 6 or 7 here. You're right. This is a rarity in golf, 700 yards. So forget about any thought of even getting close to this par 5 and 2. Plus, just to add insult to injury, the 2 bunkers off the tee are perfectly placed. They're about 298 yards, smack bang in the middle of that. I doubt you can get past those, but you need a good drive, really, to try and leave yourself a short third shot. That's an absolute beauty.
Absolute beauty.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Oh!
Can't hide the flag stick from that man. Just a couple of feet.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Par 3 14th, headed over Lake Zimmer. Old man Zimmer was a legend in these parts here in Maine at Lighthouse Point. All you want here, Frank, at 240 yards.
You're going to end up in the crowd. Stop. All right, I can deal with that.
It was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here.
Oh,
It's a big green. Just managed to get it smack bang in the middle of it.
Settles in over the putt. Impressive once again. That's a par, remaining at 5 under. Well, Frank, round one in the books. Look who's on top of the leaderboard.
And that's with some strong play today. They
That's
don't
some
really
with
need to look
strong
back.
play today.
Strong play heading into the second round tomorrow.
some strong play today. Oh, God.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the start of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live second round coverage of the Northeast Invitational.
Hello again and welcome. Rich
Hello.
Lerner alongside my colleague Frank
My
Nobilo.
lord.
Today calling the action from the cliffs at Lighthouse Point. And Frank, this course features some breathtaking scenery.
It certainly does, Rich. Changes of elevation, and it's in phenomenal shape. We've got to send our thanks out to the superintendent, Peyton Duncan, who's got the course exactly primed. You should enjoy it. You should enjoy the views. Take your camera as well. This is very scenic up in New England.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Second shot. Good look at the green. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made...
Oh, you
Putt for birdie.
prick.
Now, putt for par.
And getting ready for the putt.
Grabs a share of the lead after making par.
Now another par 3. We're at the 8th. Frank, it's only 165 yards.
It is, but when you look at the green, you can see how narrow it is. Actually, the green is nearly a figure 8, so it's obviously the right number hole. Bunker's sort of short leftish and that little pocket area on the right, so it'll punish anything left or right, even though the hole's just that meager yardage.
That would be a great look at birdie. 8-foot putt here.
Boom.
Frank, this is a player in full flight right now.
It looks too easy right now.
We move to the 9th hole and we begin to go inland, Frank. I'll miss some of the views along the ocean. I won't miss the nerves with the potential of a golf ball sailing off into the Atlantic Ocean. That said, par 5, you think about a scoring opportunity, but then I look at the scorecard and it says this is the number 6 handicap hole. That's pretty tough.
It is, and the reason why is there's trouble both sides of this fairway, and that's normally sand and cliffs, and the designer's really thrown the boat out. Excuse the pun, we are on the coastline here. This whole dog legs to the left, and ideally you just sort of like to go fairway pitch. That's the prudent way to play the hole, but of course everybody likes to chance the driver and reach the par 5 and 2. Miss, pay the price.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. On the green, looking at a birdie opportunity. So coming off the birdie on the previous hole, a chance now for yet another one.
And momentum all in his favor.
And he has it for birdie. Setting up to start the back 9 here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front 9, Frank Hill will be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score. I tell you, there's long and long, and that with a little bit of breeze behind, it's long.
He rode the wind there to payday. He's going to have a good look coming up.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Early part of this second 9, a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie.
It's no snack, though.
Is he really revving his piece of shit car up? Yes! You're not revving it up.
Low job.
Oh, hello there. Really nice putt. There you have it. The second round is complete. Another solid effort put together, and it shows on the scorecard.
And after 2 rounds, you really start to see not only who's playing well, but who's consistent.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the start of the FedEx Cup playoffs. It's third round coverage of the Northeast Invitational. But this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
Good contact, good result. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Well, how do you like that? Hold it. Just a phenomenal play right there. Another par 3. We're at the 8th. It is only 165 yards. We just saw a player in total control of what he's doing. Didn't miss a green in regulation all day long. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
Somebody's learning how to play.
Pretty much doing everything right this week. 11 under for the tournament. Now to the par 5 9th. Frank, what are we looking at here?
Well, for the longer hitters, it's actually a chance to reach par 5 and 2. 300 yards is where that fairway starts to bend more to the left. So you do the math, it's going to give you roughly 250 yards to the middle sort of front left of that green. That's the easy way to play the hole. Make a mistake off the tee and you might find out this is a more difficult 3-shotter than what you were anticipating.
And from the fairway for his second shot here.
Oh.
That one ends up in the rough.
That went sideways.
He'll need to be strong with this.
Fuck. That's gonna get the world.
I mean, this skill and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Chalk that up as a birdie for the scorecard. Excellent front side, trying to keep it going here.
Excellent
on the
front side,
nine.
excellent
He's just
backside.
playing beautifully, hitting so many good shots, giving himself so many opportunities. Can he keep it going? That was nuclear.
It was nuclear.
Now playing the second here at the par 4. Here we go.
Put a birdie on the card here yesterday, don't forget. This from 7 feet. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Now we go to the 11th hole, and this is a par 5, but it's actually shorter than the par 4 10th. This one comes in at 530 yards, and more evidence of the kind of creativity by the award-winning design team of Patel and Duncan.
Well, that's right. Patel really is known to be the shaper. He's the one that makes all those interesting shapes of the bunkers. For example, here, nipping it in the fairway, making driver almost too much club or very, very risky, plus the front bunker there. Now, this is a great par 5. The reason why, it's reachable, it's tempting, but you don't know what you're going to finish up shooting on it.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
I don't know that that approach will make the highlight reel, but he still has a chance if he makes this putt.
Yeah, 21's when you come of age, don't they say? 21 feet away.
Frank, that's what you want to do. Good lag putt.
Yeah, they can't all go in.
Trying to make yet another birdie. Oh, yeah, he's made it for a birdie.
Oh, yeah. I made it for a birdie.
Back here now at the 12th hole, par 4, 439 yards, Frank, to the center of this green off the black tees.
And if the breeze blows left or right, this hole plays very hard. One of the reasons why, just through the fairways littered with bunkers. So not only do you have to pick the right line, but somehow you've got to get that ball the right distance as that hole bends completely to the left. Rather interesting shaped green here at 12.
This is a stiff test, no doubt. Excellent looking shot here. In the fairway down there about 290. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid.
Boom.
Superb shot.
Well, it's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. And that wraps up the third round. Just one more to go before we crown our champion.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm looking at my crystal ball, Rich, but that champion that we see tomorrow might be the one just sitting at the leaderboard on top of it right now.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the start of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Northeast Invitational. Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th. Par yesterday, now for birdie. Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card. 15th hole, and Frank a return to sanity. 387 yards, par 4.
Yeah, second easiest hole on the golf course. Bends a little to the left. Just avoid the sand left and that little pop bunker on the right. And you should be set up with a relatively short iron in to a green that really the only problem is if you go long.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Good-looking shot right here. Oh, can't hide the flag stick from that man. Just 5 feet left. So the dominant performance continues.
Yeah, we're watching two tournaments right now, the one at the top and the rest.
Final par 3 on the backside. It's the 16th, 241 yards. Time to make a move as we are in the finishing stretch here.
When you give the scorecard a cursory look, you might think 240-something yards is a difficult hole, but this plays quite a bit downhill, so it plays more around the 200-yard mark. A fairly generous green, protected by the bunker.
Why the hell would they give me that?
Good, clean contact and a nice result, and a chance for birdie coming up. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
Oh, God damn it.
Dude, shot gone forever.
Putt for par. He needs one. Continues to hold that sizable lead on the rest of the field.
Pelicans, Pelicans, Pelicans.
17th hole is another par 5 over 600 yards. You get a terrific view of Juniata Crossway Bridge just ahead. And Frank, if you jump over that bridge, You can get a dynamite lobster roll at Nielsen's Lobster Shack. I don't know if you've ever had it,
Oh,
but
it's one of the best.
it just adds to sort of the charm of this area. But what a hole this is.
S-shaped par 5. You see it bending to the right off the tee, and then the hole starts to go the other way. Magnificent view of the bridge you're just referring to. Reachable for the longest hitters, but once again, avoid the bunkers, and they're all down the right side. That's an absolute beauty.
Absolute beauty.
He's set up for his third shot here, looking to get it on the green with this. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Made par yesterday, this one for birdie. You'll love them, the birdies, and that's another one. Frank, as we arrive here at 18, I'm thinking about what we so often hear up here in New England. You can't get there from here, or can you at this par 4 finishing hole?
Nice.
That looks good. That is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that took the 300-yard mark.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity to win the Northeast Invitational.
No, Rich, that was a huge putt. You don't expect to make them from that distance. Rich, it came down to just a shot or two here or there, but we were treated some amazing golf this week.
Just one player
Absolutely
standing.
amazing
That
golf.
was earned, well deserved, beautifully played.
Oh, shit. 76. Norton, Massachusetts.
Devastating news for patients of two separate clinics in Ohio. Heartbreaking. The Ash family's dreams of having another child are crushed after learning they are one of at least 700 families impacted by nitrogen storage tank malfunction at university hospitals in
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the second leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Deutsche Bank Championship. Always nice to be in New England at this time of year at the TPC Boston in Massachusetts. We're about 25 miles south of Beantown, and this is a really good-looking golf course, Frank.
It is. It looks much older than what it is. It was first established just at the start of the new millennium, originally designed by Arnold Palmer. But it got that older look from Gil Hanse and Brad Faxon. But also, too, you know, if you're racking up a few points out there, or score, should I say, remember Gillette Stadium, home of the Patriots, just down the road.
A lot of excitement here. Let's take you out to the action once again at the 13th. Just a mediocre first round up to this point from our featured golfer. Frank, what are some keys to making something happen down the stretch?
Well, if this is the worst score that they shoot all week, I think that's one of the keys, because this is a position to vault forward from.
Okay. Maybe this game and we'll play a little Fortnite.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfectly
Full
through the ball.
treatment.
This shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Vijay Singh, Charlie Hoffman, and Big Henrik Stenson, they all have one thing in common. They all tied for the low tournament score at TPC Boston, 22 under.
And they're all good. Yeah, this is a golf course that obviously gives in to the longer hitters. And if there's just a little bit of sting taken out of the greens,
Wisby taking it.
long hitters have a huge advantage.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
And getting ready for the putt. A birdie will send him to 1 under on the leaderboard. Frank, at the 14th down, anytime you get a par 4 that is almost 500 yards, it gets your attention.
It does play downhill, though, so you don't have to smash away here. It's better if you can get something moving a little right to left. Then it will take the natural slope. You get a little more yardage out of it that way.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at eagle coming up.
Really? This is an awkward length.
Yes!
And he has it, Frank.
I don't believe it.
Frank, the 14th, this is a dogleg left, 495 yards. Another case where the driver will set everything up.
But you have to avoid those mounds on the left. They'll just snag your ball. Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of my idol.
It looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow through. Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Locked in on the read and the speed. You get the sense now with that birdie that our young star, so explosive, is setting himself up for a big weekend run. Frank, here at the 16th, you really see this sort of New England character, don't you?
Yeah, that stone wall now protects that sort of two-tiered green. And it sort of showcases the golf course. It just fits in beautifully with what Hans and Faxon have done to the golf course.
Just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
You'd love to get this one. Big putt for birdie.
It's automatic, bitches. Automatic.
Excellent read for birdie to move to 5 under for the tournament. Frank, 412 yards on the card doesn't look like a whole lot, but
You can play a little longer because really you've got to play it down the right. Don't play it as a dog leg. Just go point A and then point B. Long and straight.
that's how you do it. Frank, this is just a pleasure to watch. A player hitting on all cylinders at the top of his game.
Notice it's just flowing too. There's not a lot of deep analysis going through his mind. Just one step in front of the other. If your swing's there, you don't have to find it. If your putting stroke's there, you don't have to find it. Just let it happen.
No doubt they'll be happy with that shot. Well played. Good chance here. Currently at 5 under par. How does that stay out?
How do you not give me that?
No earthly idea. Let's crawl that. Hole's round. Ball's meant to go in.
So,
Damn,
well tapped in.
both round, both round.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. On to the finishing hole here at TPC Boston. What can we expect, Frank?
Drive down the left side, and then it's all about the second shot.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway.
Okay, the second shot now at this par 5. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. Getting set now over the putt. So with that make, now at 7 under par. So that concludes round 1. Frank, what's the mindset after this first day?
Well, the important thing is just try and play smart, get a feel for the golf course. That's what you try and do in the opening round. And now that the players have seen it, we should see some better scores tomorrow.
Just south of us, actually hasn't got yeah, so I'm thinking it's tough to Washington City. I'm sure what's happening right now, and here we go. What we expect for snow tonight, I want to shoot into the snow around 4 inches of snow. And then northeast quarter, Susquehanna, Wayne, and in northern Putt County, northern Putnam County, including that. And then on South Thursday, once again, if the pattern continues, when you look out there in the Susquehanna Valley, they see very little snow. There's only a 40 to about an inch of snow. Here it is right now. It's snow. Speaking of second month of the fall,
Ah, shit. Forgot to get my drink.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the second leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today it's live second round coverage of the Deutsche Bank Championship. This is one of the most challenging holes on the golf course, Frank. 465-yard par 4/6.
Yeah, just hit your tee shot in between those two trees. You don't have to be too aggressive. You really do have to hit this ball in the fairway because that green is tucked very close to the water. Second shot.
This is a good-looking shot. I mean, really on top of his game right now. That was a splendid approach shot.
I know. Thank you.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. That has to feel good. That's a birdie. This is a pretty sizable par 5 here, Frank, the 7th.
But it's reachable. There's some mounds down there. If you keep it down the right side, hopefully that tee shot can kick it a little forward. And then that green angled at about 45 degrees, very reachable. Has it come down yet? Not only is it straight, it's mega long.
Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot.
Yeah, I went forward.
Tasty looking right there from just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Oh, what an incredible shot.
Eagle, bitch.
7th hole, Frank, is a muscular par 5, 600 yards. What's the way to play it?
Just tee it up and hit it as hard as you can. Get this one on the fairway here, then you've got no problem carrying that huge cross bunker with your second shot.
Played that one on the commercial side, as they say in the professional game, inside 30 feet.
Yeah, 27 feet to be precise, but to make it from there, that's asking for a bit.
Slow down. Where the hell are you going?
That would have been a real bonus had it dropped, but as it is, good putt.
It's no snack, though.
So close, just a tap in from there. So just a formality here. That is another bogey. It's getting messy, Frank.
Ouch.
Frank, I don't know about you, but I love a good hot dog and a soda at the turn. Of course, it tastes a lot better after you've made par. How difficult is that proposition here at the 9th?
Well, if you stray with your tee shot here, you'll be making hamburgers, that's for sure.
Huh.
I'm loving that balance. Oh, that had some meat behind it.